Hello and welcome back to Mars. I'm Mick, we're playing Stationeers. Now, we're back on Mars, out amongst the cats, near the Sphinx, back at this base here. We've back here because we've recently had an update to the game where we have a new crane robot arm thingy. So we've got LARrE in. These are Harveys. They are good for planting food, and that's about it. They wanted to make a more versatile one, so they've come up with LARrE, which is a robot arm that runs on a conveyor, a gantry, I think we'll call it. So now we probably need to build it, don't we? So it is LARrE, there we go. And we hastaloy. What the hell? Okay, so maybe I won't build that in a hurry. Hastaloy. Well, I don't have hastaloy because hastaloy is only used in one thing, and I never build that thing. Now this, I think we only need to build one of these things. Fortunately, it's going to take a long time, so we'll build up one of them, and there should be probably a rail. Is it called? Rail. We need to build the rail to go with it as well. That's what it sits on, or that's what it runs around on. Another thing that we got there was the output bin, which I think is part of the chutes. Oops, chutes. Part of the powered chutes. I think it's one of them. Yoink. One of them. So we have flip-flop splitter, we have the import bin, which we've had for a while, and now we have an export bin, which I'm pretty sure is new. So we've not played with that one before. That is a powered one, so it probably needs power. I figured that out all by myself. So I'll have to find out what that one does. And eventually. Okay, got the rail, got me LARrE. Now, that can be placed at any height. Do I put that down first? I have one option. Okay. You are the rails, they go in at any height. I have 4 variants. We have the straight rail, the station, the curved rail, well, curved. It's nice, it's a corner, probably not curved, and the corner station. There are 4 variants on that one. Cool. And once again, they go in at any height. I'm not sure if it can reach down to any height or what that is, but I guess I will find out. Now the bin. Oh shit. Oops. So if I put some stuff down there with an inlet on there. Okay, so make sure there's something hooked up to it. Yep, that's what causes it. Whoopsies. Right, so now this thing, if there is something... Okay. Now will it just spam everything out the back? Okay, waits till something's been picked up. If it's got a stack of 10 of things, does it drop the whole stack? Yes, it does. So if I wanted to pick out seeds from this thing, it'll have to be separated into single seeds. That's cool, we can do that. Nice. Okay. Can it pick up stuff off the floor? No, it can't. Well, you're not going to tidy up the room then, are you? In the wrong spot? Okay, can't pick up stuff off the floor. I get an error when I bump into it. Oop, that one. So it can pick up stuff that is not plant. So now what happens? Will it put that in there? There is 2 seeds. Will you pick up? Well, will you pick up 2 seeds or just 1? You've picked up 2 seeds. What happens if you try and plant 2 seeds? Oh, you'd only planted 1. Ah, that's handy. Now if I pick you up, and get around to there. No, put it in. Let it go. Okay, so I can't put into that bin. So I can't put it to an inlet chute. I probably need another powered one. And then it's in around there. That's the one we want. And it has power on that side as well, so we're good. Now, okay, it does put it into that one. Get it out of there? No, I can't. So now let's actually have a look and see what it knows. Oh, you're over here probably. Okay, we have activate, we have setting on. Setting is at 2, that's probably its station. Okay, so now it's 1. We have idle. So its index must be where it currently is. Although that doesn't line up with the station. Why would I want to know the index? That's how far it is away from home. I really only need to know which station it's going to and when it's idle. Okay, it doesn't have anything to say what it's holding or whether it's holding anything. I'll probably best look in. Does it have a hand? LARrE. LARrE. Right. So logic slots. Okay, so it does have a slot, which probably the hand. Yep. Okay. So it knows if there's something in there. What it is. It doesn't look like it can detect if there's anything underneath it. Okay, that's all right. Work with that. So I will need, basically we still read the plant information from the tray. So if I want that to work, I just tell it to activate. It should be able to do that. It's going to be pretty much the same as the Harvey code. It's just we got to change the station for this one here. Okay, well that shouldn't be too hard to do. Okay, so we got our 2 chutes. We put up our LARrE. Go there. Put in you, should be a straight one. Station. Wait one. I need corner. Station. You. Oh shit, run out. One more. There's a 3 steel. Okay, sure. Why not? They're not the cheapest things to build. But I suppose you are building only one of them. Now, just as a thought, where are we? Liquid canister. Can I put that into there? I said it is going to be maybe able to fill up refill stations. So have they actually got it set there to do that yet? We'll give it a shot. You. Now, you switch you on. So, can it? Oh, it can pick them up. Go right to the end. Can it put it in the holder? No. There you go. Got seeds and some fertilizer. Right, now Harvey should be able to pick up the fertilizer and stick it in the plant. Oh, it has. And now I can't drop that stuff, can I? Oh shit. But just put it down. Okay, so I might want to put another station on there where I can just drop stuff. Right. Export bin, there we go. Right, and we've tested it, we know that it can plant the seeds. Right, so it can handle fertilizer, it can handle seeds. Okay, so we've got some stuff set up now. I have got a bin of fertilizer, a bin with seeds in it. They're all just single packets now because dropping them off seems to be an issue. I suppose I could just put in a change the end on that one so it's got somewhere just to drop stuff off. We put you into there and yeah, somewhere it can dump stuff. It does renumber all them as we go. Okay, so we've got set up. So junction 0 is for the fertilizer, junction 1 is to pick up seeds, and we've got junction 2, 3 and 4 are our hydroponics doodads. So I need, I guess if I'm going to have a heap of them there, I'm going to have to name them all and use them with the batch names. So if we call you H1, H2 and H3. Okay, so I need to save batch name with those ones. Chew on. What do we got here? That's my trader. So import from the chip, which has nothing in it. So I want to know, yeah, I could probably just put Larry on a pin, couldn't I? So Larry. Now I can, well, I can probably check to see if it has anything in its hand. If it does have anything in its hand, I can just drop it over there now. Junction 5 will be the dump. So I want to say, let's define those ones, shall we? So we shall define the fertilizer will be station 0. Define the seeds will be station 1, and define the dump to be station, what did I say, 6 was it? 5. Close. 5. Right, so I shall need to put in something there that will go through each of those. So I will need to have a station is R10 and alias. I'll need to know what the hydroponic is. We'll call that R11. So these are two we'll need to pass on to our functions. We'll create a function that will look at each one. So we'll need to define each of our 3 things. So if we start, we'll just start with one of them, okay? So we shall start, and you should put in a yield. We shall say, move into station. We are going to station 2, and we shall move into hydroponics. We shall put in the name hash of, how was it, H1. Okay, so there are 2 things we'll need to pass on. So we shall need to also define the, I can open F1 now with the with that there. That was fixed recently, much nicer. Hydroponics tray device. That's what I want. You find the hydroponics. You. Right, so we're going to use a batch name with this one and that one to identify each of the trays. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll just keep going through the one of them now. So there will be more to come in that spot there. So now, as we go into the main function of it, we shall call it, I don't know, check. I'll put a lot of thought into that. Now, we still want to have a look into the hydroponics. So we shall load batch named from a slot. So we load into R0. We want to check if there's any fertilizer in there. So that is new, so fertilizer. So we want to load from slot 1 whether or not it is occupied. Occupied? Occupied, there we go. So load from the device hash, which is HYDROPONICS, our name hash, which we have set up here with our hydro. Our slot index is 1 for the fertilizer. Our logic slot type is the occupied. And batch mode doesn't really matter because there's only one of them. It should only be one of them. Okay, so if there is if there is fertilizer in there, never mind. So we shall branch greater than 0. So if it is occupied, we shall go to checkplant, which we haven't defined yet, which will be down here. Checkplant. Oop. Right, so if there's nothing there, we need to go and get some fertilizer. Okay, so we need to go to station poop. So save to the... I shall need to alias it, won't I? Alias the LARrE with an E to D0. We shall save to LARrE setting poop. Can we do that? Otherwise we check the seed. So load. We'll just go there. We're not going to put it in yet. We'll just make sure it's going to the right one. So we go to checkplant. So we're just going to send it to the right station. I guess we shall just have to say, I'll probably put in a wait. I can create a function to wait. That might be an easy way to do it. No, maybe not. How about, I'll need a yield in there. So we are sending it to the station. Yeah, I can yield. And I shall load into R0 from LARrE idle branch relative equal to 0. Equal to 0. So if that's there, we shall jump back up to the yield, which is a -3. Is -2. Yeah. So it jumps back to there. So the yield waits a bit longer. It's not yielding. When it is idle, carry on. That's the way it should work. So that should be enough to do. We should just jump back to the start. Let's export you. And you have LARrE. So you are switched on. You have done nothing. So if I put you... Oh, of course, we've got... Okay, so if I put you now... Let's try again. Let's put... well, for read station H2, which doesn't have any fertilizer in it, it should go back to the dock for the poop. Right, that was an exciting... I've got it switched off. Right, because that one needs poop, so it went to the poop. Okay, right. So we're good. So let's switch it back to H1. So we can do the same again now if it wants seeds. So if I check you, actually copy you. So we check 1, which is, oops, so if we check our slot 0, which is the plant slot, and, well, basically do the same thing. So if we copy, paste, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, and copy and paste. This time we were going to station seed, and if there is a seed in there, we need to check the growth, which I don't have yet. Oop, down here we shall check growth. Oop. Right, and we have got it there. Check. Try that one with a C. Right. Now, so that is checking from this one. So LARrE should go to the seed dock. Aha! Nice. So now it knows it needs a seed. So we need to say what do we want to do? We want to, if it is idle, we say save to LARrE activate 1, which should get it to pick up a seed. And we'll have to go to our wait thing again. So as when it is idle, copy you, copy you, and I'll need my yield as well. Whoops, yield. Okay, so it will then wait. And then I will need to do it again, won't I? Or do I need to wait there, or can I just say activate and it'll pick it up and run away quick? We probably best not. Now we have set our, up at the start, we set our station to there. So now we want to save, so it's picked up the seed, now we want to move it to the right station. So save to a LARrE setting, which is the station it is going to. So it should move to there, and I'm going to have to wait again now, aren't I? So we shall copy you, and copy you, and then we want it to plant the seeds. So I'm guessing that's just an activate again, and we'll have to wait again. So you, copy you, and copy you. Okay, so what we've done, does it have any seeds there? Yes it does. Skip the next bit. If it doesn't, go to the seed part of the track, wait until it's got there, activate it to pick up a seed, wait till it's picked up the seed, go to the station that we've set up here, which is station 2, wait till it gets there, and then plant the seed, wait till it gets there, and go back to the start. Okay. Can I clear that? I can clear that. Cool. Okay, so when I export that code, it should actually do something. So it didn't have either. So it was trying to do both. Let's just move it to somewhere where it's not meant to be. And if I export that, it should go get some fertilizer. Oh, that's right, we haven't programmed it to do the fertilizer yet. Okay, well, it picked up the seed and it planted it, so that's good. Now, I didn't put in the code to do the fertilizer, so I've got to put all that in there as well. So can I get it to do that in a function? So go to a spot, activate. So that will have to happen every time. So at least a yield. So if I tell it to go to the seed, do all that, go back to the station that we've set and wait. Yeah, that'd work. So I could call all of that. Say go to seed. So yeah, if there isn't one, go and get a seed. Okay, so then I can say jump and link to... Oh, if I've already done that, if I've already used a jump and link to here, I'll need to push, which means I won't be able to use the push into the stack to use that. I can't use it here. Okay. How am I going to do this then? I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Right, okay. I might not be able to do this, but we'll give it a go. Jump it and link to movelarre, which we'll call down here to movelarre, which will be just moving the larry to wherever we're going to be, and jump back to the return address. Right. B. Okay. So we've got to move Larry to go and get the seed. Okay, and that will go and come back and plant it. Okay, right, so I should be able to do the same here. So we are going, we set our location, we are going to poop. We have our station, which is 2. So if I get rid of that stuff there and just say the same thing, jump it and link to move that. So it should say, go to the poop slot, wait till it gets there, pick up what's there, go back to our station, which we have defined back here, and then plant the stuff. Then jumps back to here, checks the plant. If there's nothing planted in there, if there's something planted in there, skip to the next section, which we haven't written yet. If there's nothing in there, go to seed, wait till you get there, pick it up, wait till you've picked it up, move to your station, plant it, and that should be good. So that should, now, where are you? So if I move you out of the way, I should export you. No errors. You should pick up the poop, which it does. And you should go back and pick up a plant and plant it. Well, that wasn't too bad. Now I've just got to wait for it to grow. So now check it then and see if it is mature. I suppose then we're going off to the dump spot over here. So all we've got to do now is check and see if it is, what is it, it's mature? Or seed? I want to make sure it has seeded. So when we're reading that one, so we want to know if it is mature. So mature will go to 1. Seeding, I think, is -1. Where are we? I need a logic IO. I need a slot reader. You, me, them. You. Oh, that's the input. Wrong one, you idiot. You. We're reading from H1. Slot is the plant slot. We want to know what the it is. Seeding is -1. It hasn't seeded, so it's -1. Occupied mature is 0. Okay, so if seeding is -1, it means it hasn't gone to seed yet. So I can say, so check growth. I can say, so I'll load, oops, spelled L wrong, load into R0, I'll need to load batch named slot into R0 from hydroponics. Hydro slot 0, which is a plant slot. Seeding average, there should only be one average. So has it seeded? So that was -1, wasn't it? I've forgotten already. When I changed memory capacity with that goldfish, I think I got the raw end of that deal. So -1 means it hasn't seeded. So if it hasn't seeded, we don't want to pick it. So that'll just be going back to the start, isn't it? I'm going to do this. I'll figure it out. So branch equal, if R0 equals -1, go back to the start. We don't need to do anything more. Don't need to pick anything. We don't need to pick anything. So it's not seeding, we don't need to worry. So now load batch name save. So if it's 1 or -1, or if it's 0, or if it's 0, it means we picked the seeds already. If it's 1, it means we've still got to pick the seeds. So if it's a 1 or a 0, we keep going because we've got to pick stuff. Most likely. So I shall grab you again. For you, so now I want to know mature. So if it's mature, so we say branch equal to 0. So if it is 0, it means it's not mature. Go back to the start. Tell it a good fart joke and you'll know whether or not it's mature. If it laughs, it's not. Right, so if it's not mature, go back to the start. If it is mature and it is seeding or has seeded, as said, seeded. said. Whatever. That means we've got to do something again. So we need to move LARrE to the station we want, which is a station. And then we need to... Oh. Well, that messed it up, didn't it? It's got to go to the dump off place then, doesn't it? I've just got to change that one thing there to dump. Oof. Could just put the weight in. All you're doing is activating it and waiting. Move LARrE. Yeah. Might just say that because that's the same, isn't it? Yield idle -2, yield idle -2. It's the same thing, right? So if I copy you just say what station we want it to go to. You, and now you will want to go to station. Then you're going to go to dump, yes. Nope. Dump. So we're going to go to poop and move you. Then we want to go to the station and move you. You want to go to seed, move you, go to the station, move you. You want to go to the station first, move LARrE, then go to dump and move LARrE. So now I should be able to get rid of all of that, because I am now just waiting for it to get to where it's going, activate it, wait till it's picked up what it's doing, and then it comes back and gives you this next station it has to go to. Okay, so that should do it. Export you. And there it goes. Wow. Just got to wait for it to grow now. Not a problem. That will happen. So, well, that's about it. That should be the code to do them. So how? I now have to change these over. I could use a stack. So I'll have to write the station number and the name into each one. So I'll need to say that's junction 2 and is H1. So I'll need 2 or I could just say number 2 in the slot in the stack is that. Number 3 in the stack is called that. Number 4 in the stack is called that. So line up the junction name with the position in the stack. So I shall need so the stack starts at 1, starts at 0. Ooh. Push. Push 0. Push. Push 1. Oh. How many times can I spell that wrong? Push 3. Push 0. I might have to define a stack size. A stack size of 5. That might do us. Right, so once we get through all of these, it hits a yield here, right? So I will want to say I'll need a counter so I know what station I'm up to. Alias the counter to, what are we up to? R12. How are we doing with code? Still got tons of room. We're good. So the first two are just our pickup points, but our station 1, station 2, station 3. So I shall alias the display to D1 just for testing purposes. I could use the housing so I don't have to worry about the display. There's thinking. Okay, so each time we come to here, I shall want to add counter 1, and we shall peak our stack pointer of, well, basically we're just going to peak in whatever it peak into, yeah, we'll put you into R0 counter, or just using the stack pointer. So we add 1. We shall say so we want to know if we've gone past our stack size. So I shall say load into R0. No. We shall set less than set R0 if the stack pointer is less than the stack size. If it is less than that, R0 is 1. If it's less than that, if it's greater than that, R0 is 0. If we want to reset our stack back to 0, so I then just need to multiply the stack pointer equals the stack pointer times R0. So if it's greater than the stack, multiply it by 0. If it's not greater than the stack, multiply it by 1, so I keep it as whatever it is. We can peek into R0 for whatever is there and save to the DB housing the setting, which is R0. Confirm, export you, and I get an error. Great. Line 20. Stack underflow. Is that because I'm trying to read from 0? I've got to read from 1. So if I copy take you to there, export you, okay, 0, 0, 1, 2. The stack is 5. Right, get me stack right if I can remember how to do that one. So it's reading 1, 2, 3, and back to 0. Confirm. Right. So we want them to be the hash of H1. Oops. 1. Copy U H2. Right. And 3. Okay. So put you out of there. Right, so pushing, if we push 2 zeros in for the start, the 2 empty slots there. Station number, so stack, or 1 stack, station 1 and station 2. Junction 0. Well, junction 0, I can't. Okay, so I want to know now which is which. So if I put onto the the stack pointer on a peak R0, and I shall alias the display to D1, and we shall save to the display to the display. Oh, come on. Oh, fuck. Okay, it might be time for bed. The setting R0. Confirm. Export you. Oh, I haven't hooked it up, have I? You're quite right. The display. Five, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's not right, because I want 2, 3, 4. So 0 doesn't get read from the stack. That 0 means there's nothing in the stack. So stack 1 is U. So I can't have U set as a pod, as a one of those things. Okay, so how do I get around that? So basically, I am going to have to push another one of them. I don't think it'll really matter, for the dump position, and take out U. Confirm, export. Right, so position 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4 are the U. 2, 3, 4 are the U. Okay. Right, so we have position 1, which is nothing. Position 2, position 3, position 4, position 5, which is our dump point. That's our pickup 1. Position 0, we can't hook up. Well, not with this code anyway. Okay, so that's what's happening there. So our station is our stack pointer, and our hydroponics is what we're getting out of R0. So reading it from the stack, what we see on the display is the name of the hydroponics, and the number we got on the setting is the stack pointer, which should be the station. Right, so that should, each time it loops through here, it should be changing that. Okay, so if I export it, it should now put fertilizer in there, and then put a seed in there, and put fertilizer in there, and put a seed in there. Or to get it very wrong. How are we doing? Yep. You're good. And you Oh, we're good. Okay. Plenty of poop. So now if I export you, should come back to there. Well, that didn't work. Oh, I could snatch that out of its hand. Okay. So why did you do that? Oh, did that... Wait a minute. That is state 1, so it's going to junction 1. So that is reading 0. Okay, right. Okay, right. So I now have to say in here, I have to trap the condition of a 0. So I put a 0 in there, I need to trap that condition and say, don't be stupid. So we get down to here. And we can say branch equal to 0. So if R0 equals 0, jump back to the start because there is nothing defined on that station. Okay. Good one to have. Right, now, so now when it reads 0 for station 2, it should just skip back and read the next one. It should be U. Export U. Pick that up. Should come over to here now. Now it should go back for the seed. Thank you. It should go back for poop on this one. Let's move to station 4, which is U, and it has a name for it. I don't know if it's any faster, but it does handle the fertilizer issue there. Nice. So now we've got the fertilizer issue handled. We've just got to make sure we just always have stuff in here. So now we just need to wait until it has grown, and then it should start picking stuff up. And it will just go and dump it over to here, which is a box I don't have hooked up to anything yet. So it should just dump it on the floor. We can see it's now checking through one after the other on these ones here. So it is just going for 2, 3, 4. It is not going and checking the 0, 1 and 5. Okay, so now I can theoretically, I can pump as many of these as I want into that stack and it will go and check them all. Although if it's got a heap of them to harvest there, they're going backwards and forwards all the time, might take a long time. Okay, so we have LARrE doing pretty much what we want it to do at the moment, but it could probably be doing a little bit more. Now, as we know, we can actually find out there is a slot there, which is what is in their hand. So I can actually check what they've got at the moment and I can use it for sorting things out. At the moment, you can just take everything out of their dump, everything off into a dump slot here and send it to a sorter to sort things off. But I can actually check what is in his hand and send him to different locations depending on what he's got. So I could say if it gets a seed, he could go back and put the seeds into the seed storage. I can't put it into that one there. I'll have to put an input chute. And that will be on there. I could check if he grabs a seed, plants it, he'll plant one of them, but he'll still have more in there. So I can then check what's in his hand. If his hand's not empty, go back and put the rest of the seeds back away again. And then come back with it. Same as a fertilizer. So then I don't have to have them in stacks of 1. I can just put in a stack of 10, plant one of them, and put the rest back in the hopper. That would work. That way we don't need to sort everything out into one, and we don't need such a massive queue of items in there. And plus, it'll simplify what we're doing. So we just have a seed storage. All the seeds go back into the seed storage without having to run them through conveyors and sorters. And also, if it tries to pick up a seed and there aren't any there, it can then just move on to the, you can sort of realise that and then stop trying to plant a seed and move on to the next, plant and see if that thing needs anything doing until some seeds turn up. Same with the fertilizer. If it can't find any fertilizer, just move on, get over it. So we can put in a few traps on that one there. Right, so first up, I guess we can say, we're going through everything there. That'll check through all our different planters. Now we go to check the poop. So you say, go to the poop, pick it up, and it should have it in its hand here. So if we go to here and there's nothing in its hand, it means we're out of poop. At which point there's no point trying to plant it again, because it'll just, I suppose it'll try and plant it and then just move on. Could do that. It means it'd make a trip backwards for no reason, but if you've got a short thing there, it probably won't matter. But the seed one, if we try and plant a seed and the seed is not picked up, it'll just move on to the next plant. It won't bother. Okay, that's nothing to worry about. Okay, so there's none there. We really don't need to do anything because it's just going to continue down the program regardless. All right, so what we're going to do now is after it's planted it, it should have an empty hand. If it hasn't, we're going to have to go back to the, I suppose I'll need new spots now for dumping the poop. So I'll need to build that. So I'll need a couple more input chutes for those two. And I'll need to put in a couple more stations. So I'll need to extend old Larry. So if I grab you out of there. Nice. Okay, so I want Larry to come over, be able to access you two for dropping stuff off and you two for picking stuff up. Now it's interesting that these things are too wide. So would I be able to fit two of these things side by side, so I'd actually have two separate Larrys using the same bin? Don't know. So you, with a drop-off point, pick up, drop it. We'll drop them off at the end. Yoink. So round. Shall I start here and go through? No, I might do it. I might do it both ends. I've run out of rails. If I put Larry up to here, I don't have a reverse version of that, so that means you're going to have to sit there in an awkward kind of way. And I need more rails. Rails. Yeah, I don't know how many I need. So we'll start with the inputs around here, through the trays, around the back for the drop off. At least that's the plan. Give me. So you put you on as corners. You you. Which means you one as a corner. And that. I need more. Got you get it? Okie dokie. That should be set up. So I have junction 0 shall be for probably seeds. Okay, so we've got to rewrite this one. I have now what do we say? For seeds is junction 0. We'll say fertilizer is junction 1. We have our, so that one is for our seeds. There's our fertilizer. So junction 5 will be our dump seeds and 6 will be our dump poop. So dump seed is 5 and define, oops, dump poop as 6. Okay. Which means we still have the same one of them, don't we? Junction 2, 3, 4, which is you, and you. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's still good. Right, so we can leave our stack as 5 still. There is actually a 6 there. I can push another 0. Fix that one. Not that it really matters. So now that should run through our new lot of them. Now I need to get power to you. You. And you are connected. Right. Okay. Now those ones have data on it, so I can detect when there's something in there and automatically swallow it. Can I put stuff in a stacker? I don't know. Do those things have to be lying down or can they be standing up? I don't know. We'll need to test that. Okay, so we have our stations set up. We have our pick up poop, pick up seed, dump poop. They're all good. So now it should all be good because it still goes to the location we've set up the top. It says go to, we need to pick up poop. So pick up poop. If it hasn't picked any up, it'll go and plant it and fail because it doesn't have any. And then get on to growing seeds. It'll ignore the poop. What happens if it finds that there is a plant there with no poop? Skip it. Okay, so if there is no fertilizer, I better check that. So, so we shall put, copy you. So we shall put that in there. We shall check the plant slot. If it's occupied, branch not equal to 0, not equal to 0. So R0. So if it's occupied, it's not equal to 0. Go to the check plant. Oh God, I've had a sleep. Come on, it's the next day. Why am I still doing that? So if there is already a plant in there, skip the next bit. If it already has fertilizer in there, skip the next bit. If there's no plant, No fertilizer. Put some fertilizer in there. Okay. Now, so after it is put in fertilizer, if it picked up a stack of fertilizer instead of one fertilizer, we can say, so I'll need to load from LARrE U. The hand, I'm guessing, is slot 0. Arm is slot 0. We need to know if it's occupied. Right. Now we shall need to say, so LARrE was hooked up as an alias. Yep. So I shall grab you. That's not what I want. So load into R0 from LARrE. Load slot. It's a slot. Load slot from LARrE in slot 0, which is the hand, and the occupied. So if it's not occupied, branch equal to 0. If there is nothing in there, jump to checkplant. If there is something in there, we need to go and how do we move it now? We need to save the location, so save LARrE DUMPPOOP setting. Put it into the setting. Setting. So you say setting, and that's all we got to do. So we go get it, go to the poop slot, pick it up, go to the station, put it in. If you've still got something left, go back to the DUMPPOOP slot and chuck it in there. Okay, well, that's not too bad. And I can do the same with the plants. So check the plants. If it's occupied, check the growth. So we don't need to check the poop, because we're going to pretend that it's already checked that here, and just assume that everything has gone right, as you always do in fail-safe planning. So now I want to do the same sort of thing here. So I should load slot. See if you have got something still in your hand. But if you haven't, go to you, go to check growth. If you have got something in your hand still, copy that, copy that. If you have still got something in your hand, we need to take it back to the seed dump. Okay. So that should work for that. Ooh, they're growing. Oh, you're not. That's probably because you didn't have the grow light on, you did it. Well, you're going to be our test for this one. So now, LARrE, I will need to set you back up to this one. LARrE doc. Now, I need... Now, if we say clear that and clear that, if it can't get anything, it should just move on to the next planter. So, to export that, I hope I did. Switch him on. Switch you on too. That might help. We try and get some poop. We try and plant it. Didn't work. We go and try and get a seed. That didn't work. And we should try and plant that. Then it should move on to the other 2. 3, 4, back to 2. It tries again. Okay, so if I give it some seeds, It'll check the other ones now. It comes back. It'll try the poop. Didn't work. Now it picks up a whole stack of seeds. Plant that one, or one of them. Now it should take them back and drop them into here. Is that the... Yes, that was the right one. Sorry, that's the right one. Okay. So now that this is in here, it's no fertilizer in here, but the seed is in there, so it's happy. Oh, I don't have to yeet into that one. Right, I need to be able to check those ones. So I can check the data on these things. If there's something in the input slot, just close it. But we'll get to that one. Right, so now if I take you out, now pick up the poop, put the poop in, put the spare poop back in there, and pick up a seed. And nice. Well, if you've got a long rail system there, this could take a while. And plant the seed and put the rest of the seeds away. Oh, nice. Okay, so now I've just got to wire these things in. Yes, I'll need to name them. So that's the chute input bin. Yep. Easy rename. Okay, so I can put them into... That's the display. I shall put them into 3 and 4. Shoot. Oh, exports. Seed input. Group inputs. The seed. Oh, it doesn't really matter. So 3 and 4 are both imports. Imports. So if I say alias. Bin 1 to D3 and bin 2 to D4. So each time it goes through, I could probably call it that, couldn't I? I don't need to check it when it's actually put something in there. Or should I check it every time? Just in case something else has put something in there. I'll check it every time. So we do that, we shall load into R0 from bin, load slot from bin 1, oh come on, load into R0 from bin 1, slot, I'll guess 0, occupied, okay, which is input, what's it called? Bin. No. Oh, yes. It's called an input chute bin. It is called bin. Okay. F1, it is the bin import bin. Let's activate, occupied, power, open. Ooh. I guess it's called open we use. Okay, fair enough. And we can say save into bin 1 open 0. If it's occupied, open it. That's not right. Occupied, we close it. So set not equal to 0. No, set equal to 0. Right, so if it's not occupied, so it's not occupied, 0, not equal to 1, not equal to 0, so it becomes 1, and we open it with a 1. That should work. Copy, 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 B. I could control them with a batch, but I wanted to control them separately, so I won't control them with a batch. Okay, confirm, export you to. There we go. Where's your stuff gone? Gimme. Oh, whoops. Oops. 1. There we go. I got carried away. Yep, you work. You work. Okay, we're set. Okay, so that's doing it. So now I don't have to have stacks of 0, stacks of 1. I can put however many stacks I want in there. It'll plant it, it'll go round, and it will put the seeds back into the seed pile. I suppose once we harvest it as well, we want to put the seeds back into here. I don't have to return the poop back to the poop pile, but I want to return the seeds back to the seeds pile when it's harvesting. So as part of the harvest cycle, I need to put in another station to drop stuff into a food area. Okay, let's try again. So if we put in another station over here and call that our where we're going to dump our all our food. All the seeds should be put away. So seed dump is now 6 and 7 for the poop. Okay, so seed dump is 6. You're 7. So we shall need to define a food dump as 5. Right, so now when we check our growth, right, I didn't get that far, so it didn't find that error. Right, now, I want to say, we've checked our plant, check growth. So, right, if it's has seeded, has matured, we can now harvest the plant. So we've moved to the station, we've activated LARrE. Now we need to know where to send it. So I've got to find out what's in the hand. Is it a seed or is it not? So I have been looking at this doodad here. We find that we have things on there. Where are we? F1. So I need a sorter. We have a logic sorter. On this we have what is in there. We want in our slots. Let's have a look at those slots. We have a sorting class and a class. What's the difference between them? I don't know. But if we put in some seeds, if I put in some seeds and look at the sorting class, I get a 4 for seeds. I spit you out, put in some different seeds, it goes back to 4. So it is 4 seems to be that for the sorting class. Is class any different? That would be a different thing. That's class 11. Okay. 0. If I put the other seeds back in, class 11. Okay. You're class 19. Sorting class 3. I've got no idea what the difference is between those two. I guess we can use either of them. Because when I look it up, it tells me bloody nothing. We get to squadron for descriptions there. Oh, sorry. Can't have that in a class is the regular class of the object. So that doesn't really help me. But I can use probably either of them. If I'm using the wrong one, it's probably wrong. But you go away. If I use seeds and we use a sorting class of 4, I should make sure that's different to food, shouldn't I? Well, we'll find out. So if we look at the sorting class of what's in the hand, it should tell us whether or not it's a seed, because they all have the same sorting class of 4. All the seeds do. I haven't found anything else that has a 4 on there, so I'll go with that. So what we want to do is here, once we've picked, so we've gone to the station, we've activated, we should have something in our hand. Should have something in our hand. What happens if it hasn't? Something's gone wrong with the program. That's what happens. But anyway, we shall load slot from LARrE load into R0 from LARrE. Slot index will 0 the hand, and we shall have the sorter class. We just called it class, wasn't it? Sorting class. Sorting class. Right, so now I need to get it to dump food or dump seed. So we shall say, we'll use a select. That's a good way to choose from there. So select R0 base. That's not going to work. So now I need to say set equal. So set R0, if R0 is equal to 4. So is it a seed? Yes. Set R0. We're going to override it based on what R0 is. Yes, it is a seed. We want to take it to dump the seed. If it is not that, we want to set it to dump food. It shouldn't be getting anything else out of there. I did not put down a food dump. Well done. It's not my cooking. Dump food. Right. So we send it to DUMPSEED. Where are we? There we go. Right. If it is a seed, go to DUMPSEED. If it's not a seed, go to DUMPFOOD. We have set that into R0. So I should be able to just say go to station R0 and movelarre. That should work. Yeah, that'll work. Which means I'll probably have to stack stuff in there because that'll fill up pretty quick. I don't have much in the way of storage in there. Well, if you weren't doing a test rig, you'd put in a more storage in there. Okay. So if I now export you, no errors. Wow, that's weird. So LARrE is completely dumb at the moment. I shall test you again. Oi. I shall clear that again. How many seeds you got left? I just cleared the seeds, cleared the plant before it had a chance to check, or thought, check the poop, that was already there, so it went straight to the seed. I wasn't quick enough. Now put that in, return the surplus back to the poop slot. Hopefully you're in the right, I've indexed that correctly. Yep, there we go. Now you can come back and grab the seed. 3 that we've got left, so there should be some left over. Tuck you in there and put the rest of them back. Why? Why did you both go? What? All right, so my chutes are still wrong. So it will plant, put in fertilizer, it'll put in plants. It's now waiting for them to grow. If it puts in a stack of fertilizer, it will return the stack of fertilizer to the fertilizer. If it finds seeds, it will return the stack of seeds to the seed bin. When it's harvesting stuff, if it finds seeds, it'll put them in the seed bin. If it finds food, it should just drop them on the floor just there, which you can then pass into a cooker or something like that. I suppose you could actually hook your seed dispenser up to a vending machine if you wanted. You could have a vending machine full of seeds. It could just dispense whatever seeds you want. So you could actually hook it up to a cooker sitting over here. You could see what's actually in the cooker. You know what sort of food you've got in there. Or even the cannery. Have a look in the cannery and find out what's in that. And you'll need to cook stuff automatically. You'll need to restock it so we can find out what food you've actually got ready to cook. Find out what you're missing. You could request some seeds from a vending machine. They could put the right number, the correct seeds out there. And then Harvey could just plant whatever, Larry, not Harvey, and Larry could then just come along and plant the things you need to restock your cooker. Holy moly! That could be complicated. That is pretty cool though. I just realised what was going on with these things. They're only going, they both ticked at the same time because they only both get checked at the start of the code. So if it has to harvest multiple, no, only I'll pick out one thing per run of the code, I think. So when it's harvesting, we check the growth. If there's something to be picked, we do that and then go back to the start. That'll move to the next one. So it shouldn't be picking more than one thing per code because it's not till it comes back to the start that it checks the bins. So it was nothing to do with reusing our variables and stuff. So I could have just put on a batch command for both of them. So I can get rid of them and just do a bin, which is a import bin. If I just grab you, I can batch them. Alias. The bin. Oh wow. Bin you. Right, so now I can just sort of do both of them. So get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you. I can load slot, load batch slot into R0 from the bin. Slot 0 occupied. Are any of them occupied? So if we take out the maximum, the maximum there. So if either of them returning a 1 occupied, it'll return a 1. So we shall save a batch to the bin, open 0. Excellent. So that'll do that, so I can get rid of bin 2 and bin 1 and bin 2. Okay, so that was no big mystery on that one. Export you. Plants are still not grown. Oh shit, got that wrong. Line 12. Define. Try that one. Export you. Now you're happy. So it has just gone to a rice. So now I've got it switched off at the moment, but export you. So now it should not pick that because it hasn't seeded yet. And it does nothing. That's what it's meant to be doing. It does nothing. So that's good. It should wait till it seeds and then come and pick it. We have got to seeding. Oh, that one did as well. Oh, okay, cool. While I was messing around doing things on the other screen, I kind of touched that one with the Alt key and harvested one of the rice. I wasn't sure if that one was going to seed, but they have got to seed. So let's switch it on and see what the thing does. It should pick the seed from you, put it in the seed thing, pick the seed from you, put it in there, and then start picking out the rice and just dropping it down there. Hopefully you can drop it on the floor. So switch on. The seed, it should put it back in the seed box. Now I think it'll come back to this one. Going away as well. Now it should pick this one, then this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Yep, here we go, it does, puts it down. Right, I might just have a bit of an experiment on this one. Can we, pick up more than one piece of rice in a go? You got one. No. Okay. Whoop. Okay, put that down. I better pull that chip again now. Two, three. So it should run out of stuff on this one first. Should then plant a new one and pick the last one on that one. Having to run backwards and forwards. I don't know if I'd want to run this on a very long rail. It might take it too long in between picking our stuff. Right, you're all done. I'll pick one more out of that one, then should come back here and plant that one. I've got 3 seeds in there, so it should plant a seed in here, then drop the rest of the seeds back in there. Plant that. The rest of the seeds away. And come back and pick that one. Again, that could be an input chute to something else, a cooker or silo or refrigerated vending machine or whatever you want. That should have 2 seeds in that. Yep. Plant that, put the rest of them away. Nice. We're all done. Okay, so that works. Oh yeah. Now to say, of course, there is many other things you could do with this as well, but that's your basic planting stuff that we've got there. So there we go. So once again, if it has used up all of the fertilizer, it should chuck in a new bit of fertilizer and then come back and plant that. But yeah, that's probably it. It's yeah, that's LARrE. So it's taken care of the fertilizer issue that we had. It'll fit into a room with a normal height ceiling, with a single height ceiling, without punching into the roof like the Harveys did. You don't need a conveyor system hooked up to it all. Well, I mean, it's handy to be able to dump stuff into it somewhere, but you just have a conveyor, a little input chute somewhere in the room, and it will use that. It can resupply seeds, resupply fertilizer. This is pretty cool. As I said, I don't know if I'd want to have this, one of them, running around a room that has the 30 odd Harveys that I've got in there, but this is good. And we can run it up just by using our stack. We can add many more of these things in there. That's basically all it's doing, is it's going through the stack. It uses the stack pointer as the station number, copies that into our station. It gets the name out of the stack, the name of the hydroponics out of the stack, puts it into the hydroponics variable, and then just uses those things through the rest of the code. And once again, once it comes back to the start, it changes the station and the hydro. And we go through on the next one there. It will, I'll say, it just says when you're doing it, it says tell it what station you want it to go to and tell it to move, and it will move and activate once it gets there and wait until it's idle. So that is pretty cool. So we just need to decide where we want stuff to go and tell it to go and do it. So that's our little move function there. What it does, it's been given a location, it waits till it gets there, activates itself, waits till it's finished activating, and then jumps back ready for its next instruction. But there we go. That is the Harvey not Harvey, LARrE. That's Harvey's brother. Yeah, it's pretty simple. It could probably be done better, but that's my take on it. I think that worked well. Yeah. Anyway, well, that's the new LARrE device. It can grow stuff. There are plans for it to do more than just that. So yeah, it's probably a watch this space to see what is going to happen. Yeah, that's cool. I like that one. But that's about all we got for today. So till next time, go build yourself a LARrE. And yeah, happy building. See ya.